Yes, that happened. Though I gotta clarify, it happened 2 years ago. And I'm gonna tell you all about it.
Его е тук има още малко жарки. Сега не се разпространи нагоре, а ти не знам какво ще го правим аз, ако не си дойдат нашите.
Hey guys, in this video, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about a pretty crazy experience that I had about 2 years ago in 2020, which is why it's also an exceptionally crazy experience because of all the shit that happened around the world in that year. But you first need to know a couple of things that would give you more context about the situation and why it was so crazy and scary for me and why it's probably the craziest experience I've ever dealt with in my life. So first of all, I want to address the reason why I haven't told you about this until this point. There's two major reasons why I haven't told you about this. The first one is that I feel like it's maybe a little bit too personal thing to talk about. It's not necessarily something you should be sharing with people online, especially because we still don't know why it happened. So there's a possibility, a non-zero chance of it being arson or anything like that, which you kind of get why one shouldn't talk about it online. But it's almost definitely not that, so I think it's fine. But I also have the tendency to overshare when I talk about personal experiences like this, so that was also a little bit of a reason why I was kind of reluctant to talk about this like in a proper video. And the second reason is because I just felt a little ashamed about how poor my family is. And for me to explain to you exactly the situation, I'll have to show you a little bit and tell you exactly about how poor my family is, actually. And I know that it's not something one should feel ashamed about, but I did. I was very self-conscious back when I first started my YouTube channel, and now I feel like I've become more confident to the point where I don't care whether people would think bad of me because of how poor I am or anything like that. So I don't really care about that anymore. So I've decided to talk to you about the situation because of that. And the other bit of context that you need to know surrounding the event is, again, where the house is located and all the little details surrounding the situation. So, first of all, you gotta know that I still live with my parents. They are farmers and work on animal farm. We live on said animal farm. And that farm also has a couple of offshore locations in the little town that we live in. One of which is, I believe it's the newest, which is why it's also not like a properly built up farm, but it's just a bunch of, it's just a bunch of essentially barns built with like old planks and old pieces of steel for cover and everything. It's a very low quality barn, let's call it. That is because we also don't stay at that farm for the whole year. It's only during the summer that we stay at that location, which is why during the summer I am in a different location. That is said location, if you've seen my videos during the summer. And the living conditions that me and my parents live in, since we are the only people who live at that farm during the summer, are essentially, for lack of a better term, two caravans. I'm gonna put a picture of the screen of exactly what the buildings that we live in are. That's not mine. The picture that I'm showing you right now is not our caravans, but it's essentially what they look like. And again, you have seen the inside of it in some of my videos. Especially, I think you should check out like some of my Transformers Armada reactions, because I feel like in that one I've showed the most of the inside of it. But they're honestly pretty nice caravans. They're On the outside, they don't look necessarily that great, but on the inside, they're fine. They're comfortable living spaces, you know. So during that day, that this event happened, um, I was actually alone at the farm because my parents had went at my aunt's place and were celebrating and were not gonna come back until the next day. Um, there was also a thunderstorm during said day, a pretty big one. There was a lot of lightning falling around, and there was a pretty strong rain, which also caused our electricity to be disrupted. So there was no electricity as well. But that was fine with me because I was gonna go to bed early anyway that day. So in the evening, it was, I think, about maybe 8 or 9 or maybe 10 p.m. It's somewhere along those lines. The rain had stopped at that point. I was sitting down and having dinner and watching YouTube videos on my phone, and I was afterwards preparing to go to bed when there was suddenly a sound outside. The best way I can describe how it sounded like is it was like a muffled explosion. It's like it kind of sounded like a light bulb exploded, which is kind of the first thing I thought about. Okay, so why the hell did a light bulb explode? Is it because like the electricity came back and it overcharged or something? I don't know. I'm not like an electrician, so I don't know if that's how it works, but that was the first thing that came into my mind. So I run outside and I look at the underneath of my mom and dad's caravan. It was lit up, and I instantly freaked out because not only have I not been in a situation like this, I was like shocked about how the fuck did this happen. Because like it's not like a fucking everyday event where the underneath of your house lights up, because as you saw in the picture that I showed you, these kind of caravans tend to be raised up so there's space underneath. So I instantly run in front of my mom and dad's caravan, and I look at the fires underneath and I can't believe my eyes. I genuinely could not believe my eyes. I was like screaming, how the fuck did this happen? And I instantly think about the fact that, okay, oh my god, I have to put this out. How am I gonna put this out? And I was freaking out. I was really freaking out. Like, I wouldn't say I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, kind of freak out, but more of like, what am I gonna do kind of freak out. And a big issue was that because there was no electricity, there was also no water. So I couldn't just turn on the sink and use the water from that to spray underneath and put it out. So the second best thing that I went for was a random bucket that was in the rain, so it had a little bit of water in it. And I grabbed it and started throwing as much water as I could underneath the caravan. But there was also a little bit of a issue with that fact, because underneath the caravan there was an old I don't know what the word is for it is, but there was like an old metal part of a bed, you know, with like the spring and everything, and there was like an old mattress on top of it that was underneath the caravan, and that was lit up as well. So the first thing I did was actually grab the bed frame and the mattress and pull them out from underneath the caravan, which is kind of crazy that I did that because it is kind of decently heavy. Like usually it would probably take me I don't know, a minute to actually pull it out, but in that crazy state I just kind of grabbed it and pulled it out and threw it to the side, which is insane. Again, it's flipping insane that I did that. I guess it's one of those moments where your adrenaline just makes you do some crazy shit that you otherwise wouldn't be able to do. So the first thing I did is do that. Then I turned the mattress upside down and threw it on the ground, so it actually put itself out. And then I grabbed the bucket and tried to put out all the flames and everything of the caravan. I mean, I'm not exactly sure the exact sequence of events there, because I think I also opened up the caravan to see whether there was actually fire inside or whether it was just underneath. And luckily, there was no fire inside, there was just shit ton of smoke. And there was also a little chickens that my dad is taking care of in a basket inside, so I took them out so they wouldn't what was the word for it, choke on the smoke. And I guess then it was that I grabbed the bucket and then I run around in the behind of the caravan where I think the flames were the biggest. So with the bucket I kept just hitting the flames and just trying to spray them, and slowly but surely I somehow managed to actually put them out. So you could say that it wasn't probably as scary as I thought, but there's still some things I have to talk about in regards to that. Because as I was striking the flames from the behind of the caravan, I was like, what am I gonna do? How am I actually gonna be able to put it out? Because while I put out like the bigger flames and everything, there were still flames, little pieces of flames here and there that were still burning pretty strongly, you know? And it was terrifying. Like, in that situation, it was terrifying. Because like I said, the farm is located halfway up a mountain, like right underneath a forest. And I was essentially alone in the middle of nowhere with a fire on my hands. Like, what was I supposed to do? I contemplated even calling the what's the word for it in English? Like the fireman or whatever. I considered that, but even then, even if I was able to call them or what really went for calling them, they were not gonna come in time to do anything about it. The thing was gonna burn down by that point. And B, it's debatable whether they would actually be able to come up there because, like I said, it's up a mountain and the road is not exactly nice enough for a truck to climb up to there. So it was almost definitely fucked. So I was just focused on putting it out as much as I can and do the best I can to put it out. And luckily, I was able to. I somehow managed to stop that, which is still crazy to this day. Like, I still feel like it was like a goddamn dream that it happened, but it is real, and I have proof. I can even show you some pictures of like the mattress that had burned down. I think I haven't deleted them. If I haven't, I'm gonna put them on the screen so you can see it. But yeah, it was a pretty crazy experience. And again, like I said, we're still not 100% sure about what happened there. When I was able to put down the fire, pretty much, like there was still smoke coming out on the inside and everything. But I had actually put the fire out pretty much. I couldn't connect with my mom because at my aunt's place, sometimes there's no signal, so I wasn't able to call her. So I called my grandma and I told her what had happened, and she calmed me down a little bit because I was still kind of freaking out a little bit about what happened, because it was kind of an insane experience. Like, if you haven't gone through something like that, you don't realize how terrifying it is, I feel like. So she calmed me down, and she at some point managed to connect with my mom, because I was also trying to call my mom, but because there was no signal most of the time, she only wondered why I was calling her when she got signal, because that's when she got a message that I had called her. But my grandma managed to connect with my mom and told her what happened, so they came as soon as they could. And they asked me what happened. I explained everything to them, and they looked around and thought about what could have possibly happened. And the best theory we have is that a lightning strike did this. Because like there's no other explanation. It's either that or arson. And that is very unlikely for somebody right after the storm to come to the place which is kind of in the middle of nowhere. Like it's like 2 or 3 kilometers from the city, from the town. So I don't think anybody in the middle of nowhere is gonna go to the forest just to do arson. So it's most likely thunder. And the reasons why I am pretty sure that it is that is because there was dark marks on the caravan on the backside of it, and as I mentioned earlier, there was this bed with a mattress underneath the caravan, and that bed, on one of its ends, like you can see in the pictures if I found them, on one of its sides had a burned through hole, and as you know, the mattress on the inside has springs. So it seems like a lightning must have hit the caravan on the edge of it, because there was also some burned marks on the wood on the floor underneath of the caravan. Like I'm pretty sure I have that on video, so I'm gonna show you that right now. There's burn marks where I think it's clearly where the fire started or where the lightning struck, but the lightning also struck the mattress underneath the caravan. And because the caravan is insulated from the underneath with nylon and stuff, that caught on fire instantly after the mattress did, and that is what was burning on the underneath of the caravan, with only a little bit of the floor actually being on fire. But like I said, there was a lot of smoke in the caravan even after I had put out the fire, because on the edge where the lightning struck, some of the boards of the floor, they were still kind of burning. They looked like how burned wood looked. So there was a possibility that it was gonna spread. So I was forced to kind of spill as much water as I could from the inside there, hoping to put it out. And I actually at the time thought that maybe some kind of pump or something that I didn't know about on the underneath of the caravan had exploded, and that's what caused the fire. But no, it seems like it was a goddamn thunder. And the weirdest thing about this, though, is that it didn't sound like thunder. Like, you know how a lightning strike sounds, right? You know how when it hits very close, it sounds like the air is breaking, which I think is what it actually is happening. But this didn't sound like that. It sounded muffled. It sounded quiet. And from what I've read online, there is this concept of like a dry thunder, which is a thunder that strikes very far away from a thunderstorm, and it happens very rarely. So I guess that's what happened, but I don't know, that still feels very, very, very unlikely. It's like a once in a lifetime event that a lightning is gonna strike like that and cause your house to go up in flames. So yeah, we still don't know for sure really what happened, but most of the evidence points towards a thunder, as unlikely as it may be. And still, that is probably the craziest and maybe the scariest thing I've had to live through. And like I said, it happened in 2020, so it can you can realize why I was even more freaked out than one would be usually, because it felt like in 2020 the world was fucking exploding. Everything was going to shit. So like having such a personal experience like that was terrifying because of that. But I do feel very proud of myself for actually being able to save the thing and not let it burn down, because like I said, I was shit out of luck in that situation, alone, in the middle of nowhere, with no electricity and no water that I can put out the flames with other than a little bit of rainwater in like a small bucket. And I still somehow managed to put it out, but it was insane. I couldn't believe my eyes when it happened, man. I like literally as I went out of my caravan and I looked at my mom and dad's caravan and I saw that something was shining underneath and I run to the front. I just couldn't believe my eyes. I literally screamed, how the fuck could this happen? How the hell did this happen? How the hell does this even happen? It was intense. It was. And the only reason why not everything burned to the ground, I guess, is because we were lucky that it was just the insulation that had caught flames, caught fire, and not the boards itself, not at least in a major way. And maybe they weren't ever really gonna catch fire because of the fact that the insulation, like the nylon underneath, would have burned out quickly. So probably the boards underneath would have never really had the time to catch fire, but you never know. And like I said, there was still part of them that had clearly burned a little bit, like it was burned to a crisp, so that could have potentially grown again. But yeah, it was a crazy, crazy experience. And I don't know how I'm gonna end up editing this video, but I'm probably gonna try to include as much as I can from the video that I recorded of the aftermath of when that happened, because I did record a video not just for potentially maybe doing a video about it on YouTube, but as like a memory of what happened in that situation. So I'm gonna try to use as much of it, and maybe I'll show you the rest or whatever. If I have anything important to say in that, I'm gonna show it to you. But yeah, this was a crazy, crazy experience. And I definitely have some other crazy stories like this that I can talk to you about. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely comment that down below. But yeah, it was a crazy, crazy experience.
Его това черното трябва да е явно от експлозията, дето чух. Ете тази тръба, дето се вижда накрая, мислим, че нещо там трябва да е гръмнало. И тук, защото отдоле целото е в найлон, беше покрито, пламна и си еба майката. Те тук беше цялото пламнало. Как успях да го изгасим, честно не знам. Имаше една такава кофа, като тази белата. И с нея вземах да го гасим. Аз направо откачих, не знаех какво да правим. Аз мислям, че тук тръбата е гръмнала. Според мен това е на прибелята. Ама защо е гръмнала, не знам, може би... Може би заради това, че тока го немаше. И като е дошъл и е гръмнал. Друго няма какво да се е случило, най-вероятно. Его тук има още малко жарки. Сега не се разпространи нагоре, и не знам какво ще го правим аз. Ако не си дойдат нашите. А тук целото беше пламнало. Все още не мога повървам, че успях да го изгасим. Аз не знам какво стана, аз си изкараха кълищата. Чух светкавицата. Или чух... Дебен, парзалям се. Как не успях се пребием тук, като идвах да го изгасим. Фак. Ау. Гледай какво става. Не знам какво станате, това беше пламнало. И аз го издърпах с все кревато от под фургона. Аз не знам и как успях да го издърпам, защото това не е лечко. Но нека си го издърпах.
Before we end this video though, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 3 patrons on Patreon: Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, and Shenches. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me and have continued to support me for such a long time. I hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Coffee account where you can pledge your support and help your channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think this is pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!